Charges have been dropped for the man accused of causing the death of a woman who was pushing her broken-down vehicle.
State's motion to dismiss is granted.
Thank you, Your Honor.
The Attorney General's office asked the court to drop manslaughter and criminally negligent homicide charges against 22-year-old Dakota Deaver, stating they did not have the necessary evidence to prove that Deaver had been on the phone at the time of that accident. The accident happened in October of last year. Police at the time said 44-year-old Cecilia Stanford was pushing her car after it broke down in Calallen. An SUV driven by Deaver slammed into her from behind. We spoke with Stanford's family after today's hearing, who say they are appalled by the state's decision.
I'm shocked, and I think the state sent a strong message that it's okay to kill someone with their car.
Kara Sands, the sister of Stanford, says the family will continue searching for justice and will never forget her.